Hi best buds, it's Cathy with Cathy's Garden. I'm so happy that you've joined me today. Today we're going to make a snippet roll. I haven't done a snippet roll in a long time, but I got some packing material in a package that my husband got. We're going to use stamps, gold paint, scraps, and wax, and we're going to make this awesome snippet roll. So stay tuned, but first let's have our shout out to Jonah, Ark, Tammy, Laura, Norva, Kelly, Paula, and April. I appreciate each and every one of you. All right, so I said I have this packing paper in which I do. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to go all the way to the end. It's in a strip. And I'm going to grab my tear ruler, in which we made here on a video, about a year ago, that you can find it in my playlist. And I'm going to tear about 2.5 inches, no, maybe about 2 inches wide, just approximately. And I'm just going to give it a tear, and we're going to go ahead and tear this down. I'm not being precise. If it's a little more or a little less than 2 inches, that's okay. It's totally fine. Rip that on down. I'm going to set the tear ruler over there. I'm going to get rid of this, and we've got this strip now. Now I'm just going to scritch it up. Just scritch it up like that. It's a long one. We're not going to use this much, but that's okay. Go ahead and get it all folded up like that. Let's get it all straightened out again. All right. So now let's bring in some of our vintage photo and our little applicator. And I'm just going to add some ink on the highlighted, well, on the part that has the wrinkles in it, the wrinkly part, just to accent the wrinkles a little bit. So just doing that here. We're just going to follow it on down, and we're just accenting. I'm just going circular circle motions. There's a word there, but I'm not going to say it because my tongue's getting all messed up. We're going to apply this onto where we made all the wrinkles. That's what we're doing here. We're almost finished. Alrighty, so now we've got it all the way down. Alright, so now it looks like that. Now what I'd like to do is I'm going to bring my StazOn, which is right here. Let's open this up right here. And then let's bring a stamp in. Now I have a stamp. It's like a word stamp. I've got hot glue on it. It's like a word stamp that has a little postage mark on it. You can use whatever stamp that you want. And I'm going to stamp it kind of alternating, like on that side, and then maybe over here, and then over here. You get the picture. You get the picture of what we're doing. We're just alternating our stamp. All right, that's probably enough for the video. There we are. So now it's looking like that. Let's put this away. And the next thing I want to do, I'm going to lift this up so you can maybe see it a little better here. So we just stamped it with our StazOn, inked it with our vintage photo, crinkled it up. Oh, that's where I stopped. Okay, let's bring in our scraps. I have a whole sack of scraps here. I'm going to move this out of the way. Let's pour our scraps out here on our desk. All kinds of little scraps that I have saved. I have my hot glue, so let me move this because we're going to use wax in a little bit. Let me move that out of the way. Bring in my hot glue. Got all kinds of things going on here. Bring in our hot glue. And let's just select some of these scraps and start putting them onto our packing tape. Now I'm going to put it on the opposite side of where I've stamped it because I want my stamps to show. So I also want this to be a little more on the paper than off the paper. So I'm using my hot glue because it's quick, it's easy, and it's great for a video. So you use the glue of your choice and it will be perfect. Alrighty, so we're just getting some pieces on, and I mean, I'm just not really paying attention to what pieces I pull. I'm just grabbing some, and we're just going to get them down on the paper. This is a great scrap buster. It really is a lot of fun, and it's super cool to see how this all turns out, because you just don't know. It's a work in progress, and when it's all finished, then you'll see what you have created. And I think that is a really fun aspect. Oh, I just pulled that off, didn't I? A fun aspect of this project is that we really don't know how it's going to turn out. And I love that. I really love the fact that it's something that evolves. And I just think that makes it so much fun. I'm just fraying the edge there where I cut it with my scissors, and just laying some things down. We can lay some on top of each other, however it is that you want to do it. That seems to be coming up a little bit, so I'm going to put some glue right there. I really am liking how this is turning out. Super cute snippet roll. I haven't done a snippet roll, like I said, in a long time, and I tend to make clusters, but I have so many scraps that it was just time to get rid of them. I mean, I've got to get through some of these scraps. As I said before, I'm trying to use up things that I have, and scraps I have. Scraps I have lots and lots of, and it's just time that they find a new purpose in their life of scrap, the scrap life purpose. Okay, so I think I'll do just a little bit more here, and then I'll show you the next step, and at the end I'm going to show you some ways of using them. So it's not just like you have this scrap, this snippet roll, now what in the world am I supposed to be doing with it? Now I'm going to show you some ideas of what you can do with it. So on the scraps go, onto our packing tape strip, and let's just, that's like a ruffle, that's no good. That's white, that's kind of awfully white right here. How about if we add, that's white too. But where's the color? Come on now, we got some color here. Let's find some color. There's some yellow. Let's cut a little piece of yellow. Fray it, and then just get it on here. Just like that. And then maybe add this white. That's what I was kind of after. I wanted to add this white on here. I thought this was really pretty. All right. So now you get the idea, right? You get the idea. Oh, it's looking good. I'm going to rip this right here at the end. Rip this off. Okay. Oh, that fits perfectly onto the glass mat here. All right. The next thing I want to do is I'm going to bring in, I've talked about it a lot. This is my stencil piece by Bo Bunny. I'm actually looking for a Q-tip, and I've got to go grab one for it. So just one second. All right, so I have my Bo Bunny stenciling paste, and it is gold. Now, if you don't have anything like that, you could pick up some of the inexpensive acrylic paints. Now, this is Folk Art. This happens to be Craft Smart. This one is metallic gold, and this one is, goodness, light gold. So these are very inexpensive. You can purchase them at the craft store, or even at our Walmarts carry that here in the United States. So I'm using this because it just keeps my fingers from getting terribly messed up, and I'm just going to dip it in my little Q-tip, and I'm going to apply my gold paint just here and there, areas on the packing paper, and just here and there. No rhyme or reason to it, just adding a little gold. So let's get it on there, and there we go. Just as simple as that. Just wiping off my little Q-tip, get the lid back on, and let's look at it a little closer now. Now we look like this. Okay, so the next thing I want to do, I'm going to get rid of the hot glue gun. I'm going to bring in my craft iron. I'm going to turn it on medium. Yeah, here we go, on medium. And I'm going to bring in some Crafty candle, let's see, Crafty Candles Wax Polymer. So that's what it's, the name of it. I bought it at the local craft store, and they're little wax pellets that look just like this. And I have a glass mat right here, so I'm able to just melt my wax onto my snippet roll, and I don't have to worry about messing up my table. My iron is ready to go. I just place it right on my iron, right on top of the wax pellets. I'm going to turn this so I can get in there, and I'm just moving the wax around, and then I'm just wiping my iron off on the rest of it. There we go. So it looks just like that now. It becomes a little transparent. You can see my finger through there. Yeah. And it just highlights certain areas. It just adds more going on, just a little more interest. So I'm just melting the wax right, and I'm kind of tending to do it where we stamped with our StazOn, and kind of where we put our gold paint, and just working my way down just like this. It's very simple. It's quite satisfying when it melts. You can feel it melting underneath your iron. This is my craft iron. People were going to say, can I use my regular iron? I wouldn't, because then you're going to have to try to get your wax off. But it doesn't ruin your iron, I'll say that. See, my iron is perfectly fine, but I don't know that I would want to iron my good clothes with it after using it on wax. But maybe you can get it clean. I don't know. I'm not telling you to or not to. I don't know. I don't use a regular iron. I use an iron just for crafting so that I don't have to worry about getting it on my clothes. But let's also just say I don't really iron many clothes anymore. I used to, but now not so much. Alrighty, so now we've got that part done. Let's look at it. It's really super cool. Super, super cool. And you can see my hand underneath it. Oh my gosh, it looks great. And in no time, I'm just going to move these little pellets off so they don't get on the floor. Alrighty, so in no time at all, you'll be able to tear your snippet roll. Now, if you've got a spot where you can't tear it because you've got material going over, maybe you can choose a spot that doesn't, or you can cut your fabric where you're not able to tear it. So I'm just tearing all the way around, And look at this cool little snippet that you have here, or cluster, or whatever you want to call it. Oh my goodness, I think that's beautiful. Let's tear this one. Let's go down a little lower. Let's tear this one like that. Oh, they're super cool. So yes, I'm showing that you can tear where you had the glue, and where you had the wax. You can tear that. I don't really like how that looks right there. I think we'll tear it a little more. Alrighty, let's just tear all of it. Now right here, I'd like to tear it right there, but I've got a piece of material, so I'm just going to tear it to the material. And take my scissors, and I'm just going to trim it, and then finish tearing it, just like that. That's how I fixed that problem. And then same with this one. I got to tear it to this piece of material. It's kind of a netty material, and then finish. Oh, I love it. Now this one, I think I'm going to have to cut it just to trim it just a little bit more, like that. Now, you can further decorate these little snippets by bringing in some other things. Let's just look and see here what we have. This is what we made right here. Now, I have made a lot more, because really once you get to making these, you just get kind of carried away, and it can become a giant mass make in no time at all. Alrighty, so I've got a little silk flower that we made in one of our other videos, and oh, I kind of like it right there. Let me move this out of the way, and I'm going to move the hot glue back in. Let's go ahead and let's pop this right on this one, right like that. Now you can add a label on there as well if you want. This is a wax seal. Oh, I think this wax seal would look fantastic here. I need to wait just a couple minutes just to make sure that's not going to melt my wax seal. And pop that right on there just like that. So there's another way you can use those wax seals. This is a paper flower that you can purchase. I've picked out the center that you purchase at the craft store. I'm pretty sure some of you have them, and you could put one of those on there, and you can add your own little center to the flower with whatever flat back pearl that you have, or bead. Look at this. Looks like that. Isn't that sweet? And then, whoops, it came with me. Here's another one that I think a lot of us have in our stash. I'm going to add some glue to it and just pop it right on there, just like that. Now you could place this way or that way. I think I like it this way better. This hot glue has got strings everywhere. What else do we have here? We have some buttons. How about if we do a button? And let's see here. Let's do two buttons. Let's do a button down here, and then let's do, I think I want a different color button. I tell you, the strings of this hot glue are really going wild today. Put one right there. Oh my, isn't that one cute? So cute. And you see how many clusters I'm making in no time at all. Absolutely no time. How about if we add a little bit of bling? I think that would be fun. So cutting a little piece of bling and maybe adding it right across the bottom here, like maybe going this way, getting that on there like that. Oh my goodness, I think this is great fun. I've got to use this one, and I think I want it right there. So like I said, you could use labels, you could use wax seals, you could use bling, you can use ribbon, you could use all kinds of things. I absolutely love this project, and I hope that you have enjoyed it too. And if you have, please give me a thumbs up. I invite you to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. I'll see you there, guys. Bye now.